prouder of, the snaps, the hit, or the fumble recovery?
The fumble recovery, just because I think it's so rare. I think that's got to be every snapper's dream, is to have a ball bounce like that and be able to make a play on it. Unfortunately, I was hustling down there, and he didn't get control of it, bounced my way, and I was able to get on top of it. It felt like about 30 guys were on top of me, but watching the tape, it looked like a big white blanket got thrown on top of me. So I didn't know it, but thankfully they were all my teammates.
Can you talk about what happened at halftime, what was said at halftime? Because it seemed like you guys you were gelling. It seemed like you came out and just really were hitting on all cylinders in that second half.
Sure, it was just what you would expect in terms of knowing that what we had to do to go out there to win the game was to execute and play our game. And what we always try and do is to break their will. And we weren't really able to do that in the first half because we were letting them back in the game. We were making mental errors, continuously beating ourselves, giving them opportunities to stay with us. And in the second half, I think we did a good job of eliminating that, and it helped us kind of stretch it out at the end.
Is that getting a little frustrating, I guess, when you're standing there in the first quarter and you feel like you've dominated and you feel like the score doesn't reflect that?
Yeah, but that was a good test for our team. I certainly wanted to see that in the game, see what kind of makeup this team had as opposed to last year in terms of being able to handle the adversity, the breaks of the game, because they're not going to go all our way every time. And I think they did a good job, especially Greg did a good job staying with himself and within his game and staying with it, showing some poise, especially in his first start, and the O-line too. They knew they had a tough challenge with them. That was a heck of a football team. Virginia Tech had a good team, and they're going to have a lot of fun in the ACC this year. They're very talented, and I think we showed a lot of poise being able to handle the adversity. Now, a lot of it was self-imposed adversity, but I do think we did a good job of handling that, and that was good to see from our team.
Brian, it seemed like PJ had probably his best game. Or one of his
No
best
question.
Games. I'm sure that was
No
high
question.
quality, the snap that made
No,
that for it.
I don't know about the
But
snaps.
What did you feel like about his performance?
PJ, you know what? If you look at it, PJ improves every year, and he's extremely coachable. He's a great friend of mine, and he's improved again this year. And y'all are going to see it all season long. You got to love his consistency. He always puts our punt team in a position to make plays. I was giving him a hard time today, telling him I was getting sick and tired of covering those 55-yard punts because it's a long way down there. But, he's a good player, and I expect a lot out of him this year. He's made more improvements as he has over the past couple of years, and I expect to see more of that.
Until Saturday, was it a good thing that any fans didn't know your name?
That's generally every snapper's rule, was that the less people to know your name, the better off. But, we're just out there trying to hustle and make plays and, be a punt team that is consistent and does what we can and, eliminates. Because there's obviously some very talented returners in the SEC, all across the board. And we're going to have to face those all every week. And we're just trying to, eliminate that aspect of the game in terms of letting our defense play and create an advantage for ourselves in field position.
Talk a little bit about your pride that you take in perfect snaps.
I think it's just something that I try and do every time, one play at a time. It's not something going out there where I'm thinking about so many things. It's second nature at this point where I can just go out there and I feel comfortable. I feel like I know everything that's coming in terms of the punt rush, in terms of what our responsibilities are. I'm trying to help our guys get set up. And I think it allows me to play, I'm not going to say fast, because the other day I was covering a punt and about the first one out, and I think I just see this blur go past me, and Roy was running past me. So I'm not going to say it allows me to play fast, but it allows me to play with a certain level of confidence, and I think our whole punt team plays that way.
You mentioned you wanted to see how the team handled the adversity. How do you think last year's team would have handled that situation?
We had a lot of strong leaders, obviously. Rashad Johnson, Antoine Callaway. Y'all are very familiar with those guys. But we got a lot of guys on this team that are capable of being those same kind of leaders. And, the sooner they step up into those roles and the more prevalent they embrace that role, the better off this team's going to be. And when we have to go through adversity like that, it's pretty cut and dry who your leaders are and who people can rally around and who you can depend on. And we got to see that firsthand Saturday night.
Last year, y'all played in the same game, and then the next week, y'all didn't perform too well against them. Could you tell in practice leading up to where y'all flat, or lethargic or anything leading up to the game?
You know, I think this year we're just trying to create our own identity for the 2009 team. And the way we're going to have to do that is we're going to have to impose our will week in, week out, in the way we want to play football. And there can't be any gray area in that. We can't play any team differently. You know, this is a talented football team. They got a lot of team speed, and we've got to do what we can every week to create a team identity, just like we did last year.